So my next guest actually led that effort, put this together. Andy Biggs, a Republican congressman from Arizona, joins me now. Congressman, always great to have you here to talk about the big issues with us. You're a member of the House Judiciary Committee as well. And you have a new op-ed out in the Washington Examiner in which you write, allow me to brag on you just a little bit more with detail here. The loss of humanity on our streets is obvious, evil, and dangerous. Now, that's something that I would think that people could get together bipartisan. What was the mood in that hearing yesterday and on Capitol Hill when it comes to this issue?
Well, there are some across the aisle who agree with me, and if I would have had time, one actually found out what we were doing and came up to me at the last minute. I couldn't fit him in. He said, "I'm with you. We got to protect the police, and we've got to stop this rioting." So I think there are people that are tired of it, but then I still face people who are saying this is overblown. The damage is overblown. That this is justified, etc. So there is some mixed reviews still out there, but I think we're winning some hearts over to our side, and that's the goal.
You know, I want people to understand, too, in your state of Arizona very early on, which means just a few weeks ago in Phoenix, you saw some pretty tough rioting, too. I mean, we showed some of that looting and rioting on television as it was happening. It's really frightening when the daylight comes out and you see how much damage. What can Congress do to help out those business owners, like what we just saw in Minneapolis? They're going to have to pay their taxes to clean up all that rubble before they can even get help.
Well, I'm a big believer that the 14th Amendment is the way that Congress has to go to kick into this, because the rights of all citizens under the Constitution are applied to the states as well through the 14th Amendment. That's important. Well, what we can do is we can continue to ask Christopher Wray, the FBI director, Attorney General William Barr, to make sure that the federal laws and constitutional rights are protected. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push on that, because there are associations that are out there that fit under the civil RICO statutes, for instance, where they could go and find out who's organizing this stuff, who's coordinating these things, and they could start seizing assets. Harris, I'm a big believer that if you make arrests and you prosecute, don't let them out on bail, without bail, just make sure you prosecute and actually go forward on these cases. You'll actually slow down some of this unlawfulness that's going on out there.
I tell you, there are a lot of business owners who certainly want to see that happen, and that sounds actionable and actually some things that can be done. Thank you very much for coming on the program and telling us about that hearing. And it always is nice to hear if there could be some bipartisan way forward. So good news from you, at least in a bit. Thank you very much.